Hey, what's going on? My name's Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm a transformational coach for the Patterns of Possibility. The Patterns of Possibility is all about helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In this video, I'm going to answer some questions that I found on the subreddit Friendship Advice. Now, I'm not a licensed counselor, I'm not a psychologist, but I am a transformational coach who helps people build genuine connections. So I'm going to use my expertise as well as my own experiences to help answer some of these questions. Are you ready? Let's go. These questions today are going to be super short, very short questions. We'll see how I answer them, right? All right, let's just get into it. First one, help with friend. I have a female friend who is happy and peppy around me. They would become distant and then come back and then be distant again. I asked about this today because I felt like I wasn't being valued in this friendship. And she said that it was my fault for misreading shit and that she wasn't doing anything. I apologized to her, telling her that I wanted to be honest with how I felt, but got no response. Am I in the wrong for bringing up what I saw and felt? Well, Redditor, you posted this, and to answer your question flat out, no. I think expressing your feelings, sharing your feelings is very important. Now, the manner in which you shared your feelings, I don't know. I don't think that was very harmful either. You know, it sounds like you were calm about talking about what you needed in your friendship. You recognize that there's a pattern going on of you push and pull and push and pull, and you're like, I'm not a yo-yo, right? You want to be a friend, be around and be there for each other. That's what friends do. So it's right, I think, that you express your feelings, because otherwise you're going to be resentful and your relationship is going to fall apart anyway. But what I see here is that their reaction of them not doing shit, their reaction of it seemed pretty, it didn't seem like it was the appropriate gauge of response for what you said. So what I imagined is like, hey, you went to them and you're like, hey, our friendship is, it seems like push and pull, and I want to just know that I can call you and come to you when I need, and we can hang out more often. You're not going to ditch me. You're not going to ghost me. And they're like, well, you're just misreading shit. So, yeah. I'm like, okay. That was a little intense for what you just said. So you came into them with earnest, and they came at you like that. That's what I'm understanding. So with that reaction to it, I think it seems like they don't care about your feelings at all. They're not interested in having your feelings and owning their part of whatever's happening in your situation. So they won't acknowledge that it hurts your feelings, and they say it's your fault, you're reading into it. That sounds like gaslighting. Sounds like gaslighting to me. So I want you to think about your friendship with them and look back and see if there are any other instances that you can think of that they may have just dismissed anything that you thought about, any ideas that you come up with, because it happened twice in this post. It happened when you expressed something to them, like they reacted in a way that didn't seem warranted, and then also when you reached out to them again for some more clarity or to have your feelings heard again, and they shut you down. They didn't actually say anything to you. So it seems like they're not interested, and developing a friendship with them isn't going to be in your best interest. I think it's going to be a lot of topsy-turvy. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, just like what you're experiencing right now. A lot of push and pull. I need you. I don't. Get away from me. Let's go together. Whatever. It's going to be just like that throughout. So now let's turn this and look back at you a little bit. What's going on with you? To want to hang out with this person. They may have you might have a lot of interesting things in common. You might. I don't know what it is, but what is the connection that keeps you two together? What is it about this person that you want to be with them? You want to hang out with them? If you find that there's nothing really deep, there's nothing more than you have the same zodiac signs and you like the same TV shows, that's not going to keep you connected. And furthermore, the biggest issue is that they don't care about your feelings. They don't have the capacity to care about how you feel. And you're always going to want them to understand you. Keep wanting them to understand you, and they just won't. So, in order for you not to put yourself in that situation, just recognize make this a true statement in your mind that they are not interested in my feelings. So when you have a conversation with them, you can expect them to do everything that shows they're not interested in your feelings. You won't feel so crazy made about it. So if you insist on keeping them nearby, just understand that that one thing is not going to happen. So what I would suggest is that you don't look at them as a serious close friend. They should now be an associate to you because they don't deserve to hear about you. They're not interested in who you are. And our friends are interested in us. Our friends love us. They want to talk to us. They want to find out about how our day is. They don't want to hurt us. So keep that in mind. You're searching for a new friend. Look for something in them that relates a little deeper than whatever you have with this person right now. All right. I hope that helps you. Best of luck. Let's move on to the next one. All right. When I said short, I meant short. Tagged photos. What does it mean if my friend doesn't tag me when she posts pictures of us? Like, she tagged me in one of the photos and then untagged me later. What does it mean? With a crying emoji face. What does it all mean? What does it mean? People are communicating in ways that are not clear. Well, to answer your question flat out, it means whatever you think it means. And I say that with absolute earnest and honesty because you don't have any real context to it. They didn't say explicitly. You're just going to make up what the meaning is because you have nothing else to go off of. And it seems like, judging by the crying face, it seems like you believe that it means that they don't want to hang out with you. They don't want to see you, or they don't want to be seen with you. They've rejected you in some way. That's what it seems like you believe it means. It means only what you give it meaning to. It could just mean nothing to you. You could just let it mean nothing to you. She untagged your photos. So, what? Okay, now that's hard to do, right? We want our friends to show us off on Facebook and all these other places that you post things, Instagram. We want to be seen. We want to be noticed. We want to be heard. So to have someone just untag you, it feels like rejection. Of course. And of course it would. What does it mean? It feels like rejection. So let's look at the rejection that you feel about it. So this is your friend. I don't know how close you are, but this is your friend. You always want to express how you feel about what happened. And you want to get some clarity about, the situation. Because if you don't have any idea what they were doing, or if you don't talk to them and get more information, you get to imagine the worst possible scenarios. And your mind will do that for you. It'll be the worst possible scenarios out there. So get grounded by talking to them. So you want to ask them about that. And you felt like you were rejected. Make sure you tell them that you felt like you were rejected because they untagged you. And, so one thing I want to know is, does your friend always tag people in photos? They just not tagging you? Is that a thing? I know that when I post pictures, I don't tag anybody. People can tag themselves, but I don't care to do it. So is it a habit that you're being singled out? That's worth looking at. That's worth considering. So what you want to do is make sure you talk to them about how you feel about what happened. You're just always going to share your feelings about the situation. You feel rejected and confused, and you wonder if it's something that has hurt your relationship. Is there something that you need to know about what happened about that? Is it some passive aggressive thing? You want to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I recommend that you share your feelings with them and let them explain or let them talk and see what they will share with you. Make sure to find out more information before you go flying off the handle or thinking too much into it. All right, let's move on to the next one. My friend just separated. What to do to make her happy? That's the title. Sorry for my English. I'm sad for her. I want to make her happy. That's it. That's everything. All right, so what I see here is that what I'm imagining here, because it gave me so much room to imagine things. What I imagine is that they have a friend who is upset and sad, and they want to cheer them up. That's what I hear when I read this. So, what to do to make her happy? Well, first of all, of course, you're a friend and you want to cheer them up. That's what you're there for, support systems. You're there to make sure that they're okay in their time of need. Good friend. Good on you, man. But I want to say, though, is cheering her up isn't the way to go. It's not the way to go with this. You want to let your friend have their feelings. So you may be uncomfortable with the fact that they're sad, the fact that they're hurt. Believe me, they're probably uncomfortable with it too. And the best thing that you can do as a friend is to be with them. Right now, in their time of need, be with them. Don't change them. Don't try to adjust them. Don't try to talk about something that's different. Listen to them. Stay with them. Sit with them. And be with that uncomfortable feeling of, whatever's going on with them. Be with that. Because in their time of need, when it's really dark like that, when they're really sad, they just want somebody to be there with them. And that cheers people up. That does it. Knowing that they don't have to face something like that alone really helps. Don't try to change them. Sit with them. I hope this helps. Best of luck to you. Let's move on to the next one. This is probably the longest one here. Is it normal? Is it normal to immediately retract from making new friends in fear that they'll eventually end up hating you? It's hard to apply context, but I've had a few times in my life where I've been ganged up on in situations that I've been reassured by my therapist at the time that weren't my doing. It's like I'm scared to let new people in. I fear them deciding that I'm an awful person or I'm damaged. It's hard to explain. I'm wondering if anyone else experiences similar things or has any advice as to how to combat this. Thanks. The question. Yes, it's normal. It's normal. Absolutely normal. You're a human. Congratulations. You're having this experience of fearing rejection and fearing that people won't like you. It happens all of the time. And it's pretty awful when it's intense like that. You have extra trauma behind it. I don't believe that most people have been ganged up on like that. So it just comes with you. I don't know how deep your trauma is either. But, just talking to another person makes people anxious anyway. And to have a flashback or experience or a thought that there'd be many more people who want to hurt you, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, it's unsettling, right? And it makes you not want to deal with those people. So, yeah, you're definitely having the human experience there. So, what to do about that? Well, your counselor, your psychologist, your therapist, I got the therapist, your therapist told you that, basically it wasn't your doing, and that they're trying to help you and provide a safe mindset for you when you approach people like that. Take a deep breath, because this is an intense topic. We need people in our lives. We need to connect. We want to connect. We want to feel love. We want to feel understood. And if we can't get close to a person because of our anxiety, because of past issues, then we have loneliness. And then there's another layer of issues to deal with. There's the depression that comes along with it. So this is very serious, and good on you for having a therapist, because I'm not not counselor licensed, nothing. No. But I've just had experiences where I've been lonely and afraid to approach people So knowing that, you have trauma around connecting with people, or, just me, I guess, anxiety around connecting with people, and you go to them and you have this anxiety with it, I think that it would be great to talk about it. I said it. Talk about it. When you meet people, and definitely a one-on-one kind of situation, it would definitely, I believe, feel more safer for you to do a one-on-one connection with someone in a public place, because that probably feels better that you're around other people, but you're intimate enough to really talk to each other. So when you get in that situation, you definitely want to talk about your anxiety. Why? Well, because it's a huge part of your life. It's huge. It's going to affect that relationship that you have right there. So why not talk about it? Talk about it and see how it works out with them. Now, you may find some people just say well, too bad for you with anxiety. I don't have that. I'm not going to hang out with you. Good. Fine. Go. Bye. We don't need you. Okay? That's the kind of attitude that you have for those people, because this is you. This is an important part of your life. And the friend that comes into your life is going to resonate with that. They're going to support you on that. They're going to step back and say, hey, I understand. Right? That's what we're looking for in our friends. So when you're connecting with people, figure out how to talk about your trauma, but don't go deep into it. They're not your therapist. You don't want to share exactly what happened and how much pain it has caused you and go on a monologue about poor you. You don't want to do that. You just want to let them know that this is something that happens in your life, and this is how it affects you and your relationship with them. So, I think your conversation would be something like, hey, I've had so much anxiety in the past before, so if I do weird anxiety stuff when I'm being anxious, I just want to let you know that it has really nothing to do with you. I'm just being anxious. So there it is. And see what happens. Like I said, if they can't handle it, show them a door. Bye. Right? Well, I hope this helps. Best of luck to you. Let's move on to the next one. This is the last one. How does an introvert hang out with his extrovert friends? I'm the only introvert in my group of friends who are all extroverts. They were friends for a long time, but recently added me. I'm the only person who joined them since they started the group. So I'm an introvert. They know that and try to respect my personal space, but I want to be more open and be a better friend and not just laughing during a joke or keeping lulls. Can you guys give me some advice for that? Well, thank you for writing your question in, introvert. Appreciate that. It's very brave of you to hang out with some extroverts, because from what I understand, it's draining to be around regular people. But for introverts, it's draining to be around regular people, but you're around extroverts who are exuding so much energy, it's overwhelming. Boom, 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 bam. Oh my goodness. Well, it's got to be tough for you. And you want to get into action. You feel like you're missing out on something. And, they've been connected for a while, so they know each other, and you're feeling like you're an outsider. Not only because you're an introvert, but also because you don't know each other that well. Maybe you're thinking if you were an extrovert and you join them, then you would click easily. That might be the case. But you're an introvert. And this is the life that you've chosen. You've chosen to hang out with some extroverts, and you want to try something new and connect with them. I wonder, have any of them said, "Hey dude, start talking. What's up?" It doesn't sound like it based on your post. It doesn't sound like they're asking you to be a different person. It sounds like they like you for who you are. They're fine with you being an introvert. And they want to just play the game with you. They don't mind that you chime in every once in a while. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you have the issue of feeling like you've been rejected when you've already been accepted for who you are. I want you to recognize that they may not be the closest of friends to you. Just because of the way it's presented here, they're extroverts and you're an introvert. They've known each other for a very long time. And I don't see anything else that you have in common. Well, right now, that's all I see is a post, and I imagine that you're playing a game. But I don't see anything that's really deeply connecting. And what I want to say is that that's okay. It's fine. We have friends who support us in other ways. You have a best friend you can tell everything to. You have your buddies you play games with. You have other people that you can count on to help you move. They're not all the same person. They all serve different purposes for us. Like, what is it about the situation that makes you feel like you need to do something else? Because I don't see it from the people around you. I don't see it from them. I see it coming from within. Like you feel like you've been rejected when you've actually been accepted. Think about that. If you want different friends, think about that other kind of connection that you can have. They don't have to be everything to you. These extroverts, they don't have to be everything to you. I think you'll exhaust yourself trying to keep up with them. Best of luck to you. I hope this helps. Hey, so that was the last question. Thanks everybody for posting your questions on Reddit. I know that you didn't ask me to answer your questions, but I did because they're out there and I'm so happy to help. We're all looking for the answers to the same kinds of questions. You'd be surprised how many of us are having the same kind of experience. It's wonderful. So if you want to ask me a question, you want to intentionally ask me a question, you can reach me at parentsofpossibility@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram at parentsofpossibility. And also you can leave a message right here on YouTube. I will get back to you. I'll answer your questions as quickly as I can. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.